here's the thing: the guys who worked on this, the actors, because this is made by an organization, a foundation. All the actors and the people are part of that foundation, and for them to make a movie, it's pretty awesome. I know making a movie is hard, and it's awesome what they did, and I acknowledge that they actually did a great job, and I actually congratulate them for putting together something that makes a lot of sense, something that is put together so well, and it's important for the movie to exist. I totally agree with that, but that does not mean that you have to be creatively bankrupt. This is not about the actors, the performance. This is about the directors, the producers, the people who are up there, the people who decide this is the story that we want to tell. Hey, what's up, what's up? So Sarah is a Kenyan movie that follows a young girl who is just about to go through, a terrible cultural practice, which is female genital cutting. And she also has to deal with school, and we just basically explore the Maasai land. I don't want to spoil it for people. It's coming out on March 6th, 2025 in Kenya, but it already premiered at the Pan-African Film Festival. Now, this, if because I've already seen the movie, if I was to give it out of 5, I would give this a 3 out of 5. It's not a bad movie, but I have the same problem with this movie that I had with Nawi. This movie and Nawi look like those movies that are from a template. I don't know, maybe is it that when you go to pitch a movie, you have to make a movie about culture and the issues that are in a particular culture in order to get funding? Is it that most Kenyan filmmakers and storytellers are bound by the idea that you have to deal with a societal issue or a cultural issue in order for you to get funding? Because this for me doesn't make sense. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm saying it's actually a really good movie, and they actually tell a very good story. The story is based on a true event that happened to a character, a person. And I thought, yeah, it's important to tell that story, but just because it deals with a huge cultural problem, that doesn't automatically make it a good movie. Yeah, because this is extremely generic, it's lazy, it's very safe, it's what you'd expect from this type of a movie. What am I talking about? It's exactly what you'd expect them to do. There's no attempt to actually make something different. There's no attempt to make a different experience, a different cinematic experience outside what we expect this kind of movies to do. Movies that are designed for festivals. I like to call them, award baits. They're designed to get awards. They don't feel like they're designed to be entertaining. They don't feel like they're designed to be so entertaining that once you walk out of the movie, you go like, wow, I enjoyed that. It was about this, but I really, really enjoyed this movie in terms of it being a movie. So yeah, the things that I like about Sarah, because as I said, it's not a bad movie. It's a very, very good movie. One of the things that they do very well is blur the line between reality and fiction, because it's a fictional story, right? It's based on a true event, but it's a movie. It's not a documentary, but it's shot like a documentary. So even if you were to walk in when the movie was going on, you'd go like, wow, this is a nice documentary, because it's meant to feel like a documentary. It's shot like a documentary. It's framed like a documentary. A lot of the decisions that they made, number one, with the choice of language, because this is Maasai, and so the characters actually speak Maasai. Number two, these are not actors. These are ordinary people who were just, who just came in and actually made the movie. They feel ordinary. The costume don't feel like, oh, they were set up in order to show, the muscular Maasai man with big muscle, or the beautiful Maasai woman with exaggerated costume attires and stuff. No, it doesn't have that. It's very grounded. It feels real. They paid a lot of attention into capturing the essence of the Maasai land. Capturing the natural feel and look of the Maasai, the people. Because this is not romanticized. It's not up there, trying to show at the mythical side of the Maasai people. There are no lions. There are no young people going to hunt lions. There you have young people eating meat, but they capture it in the way it is, not the way foreigners actually look at it. It's very, very natural. It's very, very real. So the authenticity of capturing these communities is a very good part of this particular movie. The other thing is the structure. It's very well structured. It's easy to follow. Anyone can watch this and actually get what's actually happening. I like how they set up the opening. The opening is the classic, this is what's just about to happen, and then you go into the film, and then whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to spoil it for you. As I said, it's not a bad movie. So the structure is, it's well put together, actually, when you think about it, because it can follow the movie, you can follow the events, you understand what's happening from the beginning up to the very end, you know. And at the very end, you get that sequence whereby you get to understand who these people are in real life, and you get some really good surprises with the story of the person who the story is based on and how she was incorporated into the story. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so everything around this movie, I would call it authentic and just, you know, accessible. It's very accessible. If this was shown in a school, that would be cool. If this was shown to the community, that would be cool. But if this is in the cinemas, I start questioning it, because I was looking for cinematic experience. Now remember, this is the Maasai land. Kilimanjaro is just somewhere there, somewhere in the background. They have a very beautiful institution in a very beautiful plain. I wish that, and this is when I will get into what I had a problem with, I wish that they would have taken more time with the shots. If it's a wide shot, if it's a beautiful shot, hold it. Give people a cinematic experience. You know, the thing, this is coming from the same people who gave us the Battle for Laikipia. You know, and so if you watch that documentary, there are a lot of scenes that they just hold a scene with a landscape. It's beautiful, so you get an opportunity to take it in. You know, and it just gives you an opportunity to admire what is being presented. And I think this also needed it, because you have Kilimanjaro, you have some very beautiful sunset, you have moments that are captured so well, but they are cut, I thought they were cut too early, you know. Plus what they did with the sound, if you add now the sound and you just hold it, because the sound is beautiful. The sound captures Maasai land again in a very authentic way. It's not the Maasai that people look at from the West, it's the Maasai that is, because the music is a good reflection of who they are. It's very cultural, it's very real, and the backdrop, even in the sounds, it's very, very Maasai. So if you had all that music and the background music, which is superb, and then now you have the visuals, and you just hold it for a minute or two, just hold it. Let us admire the land, let us admire this particular place. Let it feel like an experience, like you're there. Take us there, man. Sometimes I was like, yeah, you're cutting too early. You don't need to cut that early. For example, if you have a beautiful sunset, let it linger, because you have the sound to support that, and you have now the visuals. Yeah, so that was one of the things that I was like, just hold a bit. Then the other thing is, these movies, is it that your movie cannot be funded if you have just an ordinary film? If you decided this was going to be an alien movie, whereby Sarah gets hijacked, if you decide, yes, this happened to Sarah, but we need to give it a different perspective, and you say at the opening she is abducted by aliens, then the aliens tap into her head, and then now we see the story. Or maybe make it more weird, you have, because there are cows in the movie, you have a cow telling the calf about a girl that used to milk her, you know, which is Sarah. Look at it from the cow's perspective. How did the cow look at all this, the culture, the practice, the whatever that was happening? You know, just those small things that make it feel like a movie and make it different is what I don't see it in this particular movie, because it feels like it's from a template, the Nawi template. All these movies that you've ever seen about Kenya and social issues, it feels that it comes from that template. And it's so frustrating, because there was potential. I think Sarah has a great story, and it could have been done differently. You could have added animated sequences to some scenes, like when they're talking about how the girls look at people who are uncircumcised. That could have been easily a very good animated sequence, you know, a funny animated sequence. Or when the boys are talking about women and how they also look at girls who are uncircumcised. That would have been an interesting way to look at it. Now, the thing that I forgot to mention about the movie is that it does a good job making you understand how the people in the community look at the practice. Because usually hear people say, oh, the practice is bad, but you don't see how the people look at the practice in itself, how they are conditioned to believe that it's a good thing. And I think this did a good job of showing us how, first of all, the perspective, the perception of the practice, and then young girls' perspective based on how they are conditioned, how they are constantly taught that, oh, if this is like this is like that. This is like this, people are like that. So I think they did a great job. What I don't think they did is they just did not make an effort to look at it from a very different angle, you know. Yes, I know they're going for that documentary realistic feel, but you could have added some things that would have made it feel more like a movie, not like a documentary. Yeah, keep your documentary look and feel, but add moments that take people away or give them a different experience that doesn't make this feel depressing. If I had a daughter, I would show this as a lesson. I wouldn't show this as an entertainment material. That's the thing that I'm saying. And it's that inability to jump over to entertainment and actually make entertainment educational that I think is the biggest problem with this, because it focuses more on the sensitization that it forgets the entertainment part. And most people, the best way to teach someone is to teach them through entertainment. You actually even see it in the film when they use music to actually pass down the communication. You know, they use music to pass down the message. So in the same way, this movie should have actually embraced entertainment, added elements that are actually entertaining within the story in order to be able to communicate their message. So that you have the message in the background, which is loud. I'm not saying that you subdue the message. No, it's loud, but you have something that is so entertaining and that can be followed, that is fast-paced. Because the other thing is, while the editing is very, very good, it just stitches everything together very well, competently, the pacing is just not there. And I think the one thing that this movie lacks is its own identity. It's just from a chain of this kind of festival movies that are designed for awards. It's just from that chain. It does not present anything different. Because this movie comes from the same people who did Battle for Laikipia, which again, beautiful landscapes. Yes, it's about conflict, about land, and you get an idea about that, but there's also an element of cancer which came out of nowhere. And it blew my mind because I didn't see that coming. It was set up so well, and I did not see those small emotional moments coming that, you know, weighed me down and gave me that experience, that cinematic, reaction to a story. And the problem with Sarah is that I did not get that reaction, either emotionally or just visually. I did not get that thing that makes me remember this movie after watching it. I don't know if I'm making sense. No, for context, I think you guys need to watch On Air. Yeah, On Air by The Real Eduji. You need to go watch that movie and understand what that makes that work in terms of entertainment and actually communicating a message. Yeah, I know it's not a big movie, it didn't get a lot of funding, but they took a real story and made something unique out of it. Gave it a unique identity that you don't see in a lot of Kenyan movies. Gave it its own visual language, its own audio language. So go check out On Air and check out this movie, because On Air doesn't feel formulaic. It doesn't feel like it's following the same structure that we get every single time. Now, I'm not saying that it's not important for the story to be told, but if you have to do it, make it interesting. Put aliens in it. Put, I don't know, gods from the past coming to confront Sarah and asking her, why are you trying to change our past? You know, I don't know, just make it interesting. For me, this was extremely... Now, I know there are people who are going to enjoy this. I know that there are a lot of people in all those festivals who are going to enjoy this. I know that this is designed for a particular audience, for a particular reason. And it will appeal to a particular group of people, and it will appeal... I know it's important, but that doesn't mean that you make something that is creatively bankrupt. You know, just do better. I don't know, just do better with the stories, man. This was... Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's so frustrating because I thought... Oh my gosh. You know what? That's it. As I said, it's a 3 for me. It's above average. It's just a good movie. But it could have been better. They could have done a better job with the film. They could have done a better job with the story. Make Sarah a Disney princess in the Maasai. You know, make it a musical. I don't know, just make it. Anyway, that's it. Remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. I shall see you on the next one. I'm sorry for the rant. It's just that it's so frustrating that we just keep doing the same thing the same way and expecting. There's another movie that I saw called Shimoni. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You'll see the same. It's like a template. You'll see like the same approach to all these issues. I wish they would have made an effort to do something different. And I don't mean change everything. Maybe just do more with the landscapes, make a stunning movie. Okay, what I'm just trying to say is that there's nothing different about this movie. There's nothing different about this movie. There's nothing unique about this movie. As I said, go watch On Air. Yeah, it's over the top, it's whatever. It's just a small art film from a guy, just a random guy. But just go check it out. See what they did right.